MAGA Republican leaders are absolutely losing it on election day. It's Judgment Day, folks. Come on. I thought you were tough guys. MAGA Republican leaders last night were panicking on live TV. It was quite humiliating for them. And I like that Democrats are going on the offensive. Like we saw it last night. We saw it this morning. Heck, even Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries is saying these MAGA Republican leaders, MAGA Mike Johnson and Donald Trump, they're in charge of the PPP, the Pedo Protection Program. That's how you got to call it out. I like it. So let me show you what happened. MAGA Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma saying, I don't know anything about Donald Trump saying that he didn't know about the crypto billionaire who he pardoned. What are we talking about here? Here, listen to what Markwayne Mullin said. Here, play this clip.
Should the president know who he's pardoning?
Well, I don't know anything about this one. That's the first time I've seen that. But I would say the president has the authority to pardon people, and that's within his realm to do it. So I'm not going to question who he pardons or who he doesn't pardon.
And that was the line that all the MAGA Republican leaders have been using over the past 24 to 48 hours after Donald Trump told 60 Minutes that he didn't know about the crypto billionaire he pardoned who gave like billions of dollars to Trump's family stable coin, World Liberty Financial. So this was MAGA Mike Johnson saying, I don't know anything about it. What? Here, play this clip.
Last week, you came here to these mics and you were very critical of Joe Biden's use of the auto pen, his pardon. He said he didn't even know who he was pardoning. But last night on 60 Minutes, President Trump admitted not knowing he pardoned a crypto billionaire who pleaded guilty to money laundering. Does that also concern you?
I don't know anything about that. I didn't see the interview. You have to ask the president about that. I'm not sure.
And just so you see that it's not just MAGA Mike Johnson and it's not just Markwayne Mullin, like the MAGA Republican spokesperson Scott Jennings on CNN, he was like, again, I don't know what we're talking about here as it relates to Donald Trump saying he didn't know who he pardoned. And then I love that Democratic Congress member Jared Moskowitz just comes in strong. And he's like, well, I'll give you an A for effort. But you want to talk about what MAGA Republicans James Comer have been saying about Biden. And now we actually have Donald Trump on TV saying he didn't know the crypto billionaire who he pardoned. Here, watch this. Watch what Jennings says first, and then watch how Moskowitz just swoops in there. It's incredible. Here, play this clip.
So you're telling me that Trump has no idea that he pardoned perhaps one of the most prominent people to ever be convicted in crypto, a business that his family is deeply embedded in. Again, you want us to believe that that is not something that he would know or understand.
No, I don't.
And that if he didn't know and understand it, that would be okay with you.
I don't want you to believe anything, and I'm certainly not acquainted with all the details of it. I'm just telling you that I believe that the president probably doesn't personally know this person. I also believe
I didn't ask if he personally knew.
I also believe that the president was probably lobbied about this, and I believe that a group of advisors probably told him that
he knows
he was
that his
over-prosecuted by Biden.
Do you think he knows that his family is in business with his company?
I think he probably knows his family.
And you think that's okay? Do you think that's okay?
He got a recommendation.
Do you think that it's okay that he pardoned somebody that his family is right at this very moment in business with, and who shortly after that pardon sent out a message promoting the Trump family crypto business? You're okay with that?
No, it's totally above board, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, by the way,
there's nothing to see here,
guys. A for effort. I mean, I want to let you both know. I mean, look, this was great. Nora O'Donnell was like asking a tough question, right? She was like, hey, so there's this guy, he goes by CZ, you know, he's a national security risk, and he was like, you know, moving money for Hamas. And you gave him a pardon, and Trump was like pretending like he was with his best friend. He's like, hey, listen to this. I don't even know the guy. I know nothing about it. I mean, somewhere, you know, obviously James Comer, my dear friend, who spent millions of dollars on this auto pen thing, is crying. When the speaker was asked this question, he looked like his IBS started to kick in front of the TV cameras. No, this undermines their entire message about Joe Biden, the auto pen, and not knowing pardons. And you know the one thing we don't have about Joe Biden? We don't have him on camera being asked a question. Do you know about this pardon? And Joe Biden going, no, nothing about it.
You don't have
we got Trump right there for the American people to see. Trump going, no, don't know this guy, Zao. Don't know anything about it.
It's true. You don't have Joe Biden on camera about much of anything the last 3 months.
Or even who he was at that point. So,
you know, and by the way, Jennings was just flailing on CNN all last night as well. He was trying to say that the price of eggs is very low right now. Okay, just because Donald Trump says this stuff doesn't make it true. You go to the grocery store right now, you know the price of eggs is up. Maybe it's slightly less than it was like 3 months ago, but it's still much higher than it was last year. And by the way, all groceries across the board are higher. All things are higher. Inflation's surging. Wake the hell up. Here, play this clip.
People are talking about groceries. They're talking about gas. Well, guess what? 9 months later, people are still talking about groceries. They're still talking about gas.
They're not talking about gas. Gas is at a 4-year low.
It depends on what part of the country you're in. But they're talking
California,
about,
it's really high, but everywhere else.
but they're also talking about eggs. They are talking about the cost. Eggs are not low.
Eggs are low.
Have you been to a grocery store around here?
His Rolex probably.
I mean, eggs are not low.
I'm going to fact check you after the show, and you're going to be surprised.
$8.99 for eggs is not low. But what I'm saying is, the American people disagree with that, and they blame it very squarely.
If you guys think it's a good idea,
Hold on.
if you guys think it's a good idea,
we've been through this before. Eggs are lower than they were when Trump came into office, but not year over year. So
eggs are very cheap right now.
This was amazing. I mean, hat tip to our friend Democratic Congressmember Moskowitz. I mean, he is a master at trolling and being aggressive against these MAGA Republicans. Watch Moskowitz here talk about how, he goes, I wonder at Mar-a-Lago how they decided that they were just going to give these SNAP beneficiaries half their benefits. Was it when the woman was in the martini glass, like half naked, that they're like, let's give our subjects 50% of the SNAP benefits. What do you say, naked lady in the martini glass? Here, play this clip.
First of all, let's talk about SNAP for a second. Why did the Republicans send $40 billion to Argentina? Where is that money, Scott? Why didn't that go to Americans? Why? That's America first.
It's a credit swap.
That's America. Profit on that's America first. We're sending money to Argentina rather than taking care of people's SNAP benefits. I would have loved to have been at Mar-a-Lago while the girls were in the martini glasses when they were trying to figure out what to do with the judge's order. Half the room was probably like, should we pay it? Should we not pay it? And then someone was like, oh, I have a great idea. Let the subjects only get half their rations. I mean, they're only going to give half the SNAP benefits to these people.
How good is that? Then you have Markwayne Mullin over here, again, MAGA Republican senator from Oklahoma. He basically is saying the same thing. Like, he's actually saying what Congressmember Moskowitz is mocking the Republicans for saying. Markwayne Mullin's like, why would we give these peasants their SNAP benefits? Why would we do that? We have so much more we'd rather do at Club Rose Garden and in the Golden Ballroom. We all like the balls, right? And people dressing so elegantly and eating fine steak on the taxpayer dime. These people are freaking great. And the cowboy hat. Oh, you're a tough cowboy, huh? Man of the people cowboy. Ridiculous human beings. Here, play this clip.
But think about these people who get the SNAP benefits.
Right.
If they're only paying out half of it, it disrupts how it gets paid out because they're not getting all of it.
Right.
They may not even get it on time. I mean, what do you say to the 240,000 people in Oklahoma who rely on SNAP benefits?
Well, I would
Should
say
they
the
not
Democrats
find a way to pay all of it?
It's an easy way to pay all of it, Caitlin. Open the government back up. We're not asking the Democrats to do anything they haven't done before. Vote for the same CR they voted for 4 other times. That's simple. Why they're trying to put the blame on the President of the United States by saying that he should fund it? We are the funders of the government. We control the purse strings. Congress does, not the executive branch, the legislative branch. The best way to make sure those programs are funded is that we open the government back up.
Okay,
We're going to vote tomorrow for the 14th time for an opportunity for the Democrats to open it up. And guess what? Not half, but 100% of the SNAP program would be funded if the Democrats voted yes.
And here's what I was talking about with Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries over here saying that Mike Johnson and Trump are running the the pedophile protection program. Here, play this clip.
Well, the Trump administration and Mike Johnson are running a pedophile protection program. That's what they've been doing. And that's the reason why they refused to swear in Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva. For weeks now. She was elected in late September decisively. And Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva still hasn't been sworn in because she'll become the 218th vote on an up or down piece of legislation that will require the Department of Justice to release the Epstein files. And yet week after week after week have gone by, and Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva is unable to serve 800,000 plus people in the state of Arizona, all because of the pedophile protection program being run by Mike Johnson and House Republicans at the direction of their boss, Donald J. Trump.
Folks, even Marjorie Taylor Greene was getting in on the action, mocking MAGA Republicans. And she's a MAGA Republican. She was in the airport and somebody yelled at her, "Hey, stop screwing with our healthcare, Marjorie." And she's like, no, I'm on your side now. I don't like the Republicans. She goes, "I'm fighting for you. I want to fight for your healthcare. I'm not against you anymore." As Aaron Frischner says, "Who are you and what have you done with the real Marjorie Taylor Greene?" Watch this moment in the airport. Here, play this clip.
Marjorie, get us some health care that's affordable.
We're trying.
Try harder.
Thank you. Marjorie. We literally try. What do you think about that?
I don't think she knows how hard I'm trying.
Yeah, we're the only ones standing up for health care.
I agree with her.
I
need affordable health insurance.
Now, back to MAGA Mike Johnson. MAGA Mike Johnson was asked on Fox, because they know how brutally unpopular Trump is right now, and these MAGA Republicans are, for not talking to Democrats, yet alone negotiating with Democrats. So, the way even Fox frames the question, like, we all know that Donald Trump is the master of the art of the deal. Even though Donald Trump's bankrupted every company he's touched before, like casino, bankrupt. What, dozens of other companies are close to that amount have gone out of business that were affiliated with him. And then so MAGA Mike Johnson's like, we did do the art of the deal. Remember when he called in Leader Jeffries and Leader Schumer and then started posting about sombreros? That's how we do the deal, man. Here, play this clip.
What you need is Democrat votes. Would it be helpful in that cause to bring in President Trump? President Trump has been a great whip, often obviously on his own side within the Republican caucus. Would you love to see President Trump involved in trying to whip some votes from Democrats?
Well, he was involved. Remember, before this all began, the four leaders went over to the White House. We sat across from him at the Resolute desk. Hakeem Jeffries was there, Chuck Schumer, myself, and Leader Thune in the Senate. And the president had a great dialogue. He said, give me your proposals, guys. Well, remember, they had just filed a $1.5 trillion demand for new spending, including giving $200 billion to illegal aliens to fund their healthcare again, to prop up NPR and PBS, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. They wanted to send billions of dollars back overseas to these crazy social programs in other countries. And the president said, well, obviously that's a non-starter. Talk to me about something that's real and reasonable. And they just stuck their thumb in his eye. So the president tried. He is the great deal maker, the art of the deal. He can negotiate the end of wars around the world. But he does not have enough with these guys to overcome their fear of the Marxist in the Democrat Party. There is a massive turn to the left of that party, and that's what's motivating them.
So bizarre. By the way, Nancy Pelosi was not mincing words. Nancy Pelosi says that she thinks that Trump is one of the most vile creatures imaginable. She calls him a vile creature, the most vile creature on earth. Here, play this clip.
He's just a vile creature. The worst thing on the face of the earth. But anyway.
You think he's the worst thing on the face of the earth?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Why is that?
Because he's the president of the United States and he does not honor the Constitution of the United States. In fact, he's turned the Supreme Court into a rogue court. He's abolished the House of Representatives. He's chilled the press. He's scared people who are in our country legally.
But folks, in all seriousness, I want to talk about the cruelty, the cruel and unusual punishment that MAGA Republicans are inflicting on Americans. I want to highlight the real stories, like this individual right here, a father whose son is 44 years old, but who functions at about a 2-year-old level and requires around-the-clock medical attention, and how what Republicans are cruelly doing with the SNAP benefits are impacting him. Here, play this clip.
Well, my son Bradley is 44 years old, functions at about a 2-year-old level. requires round-the-clock medical attention. So that lands on me. I'm a single father in my 60s. And I got him on SNAP about 5 years ago. He has a SSI income, and that qualified him for SNAP. SNAP initially gave him about $260 a month, which fed him. That's dropped in the last year to about $120, and now, of course, that's gone. The issue with it is less a matter of the money, how much it is, and more a matter of the security side of it. I could count on that because I have to make up any difference. So now I've got to go out and find additional work to supplement the income because that's not, that money is really needs to be raised. But the security of having that, even though it's only a small amount, was like, okay, that's something that I don't have to worry about. So that was really the biggest impact.
I just think that story is so important because, MAGA Republicans want to act like, these SNAP benefits are being abused by these gamers, and they try to invoke also this like racist imagery that I've highlighted in other videos. And it's just like, nah, I mean, the issue is that these corporations who support the MAGA Republicans and whose Trump's helping out, they're not paying living wages. So Americans are working multiple jobs and they still don't have enough money to feed themselves and feed their family and afford rent. I'm not okay with that. What's supposed to be the richest country in the history of the world, where we can't guarantee healthcare and where Americans are starving and 42 million Americans have to be on SNAP and where they don't get healthcare. It's just, call me crazy, call me a crazy liberal. I'm not okay with that. And I think healthcare should be a human right. I think it should be free, and I think it should be made available to all Americans. And I think we should tax the rich more. Call me crazy. That's what I think. And then finally, I want to show you California Governor Gavin Newsom going on the offense here. Play this clip.
That's why he made the call to Greg Abbott saying he's entitled to 5 seats. That's why he sent J.D. Vance to Indiana. That's why he moved them to make the decision they did in Missouri. That's why they moved in North Carolina. These guys are not screwing around. But I'll end on this. They did not expect California. They did not expect all of you. They thought we were going to write an op-ed, have a candlelight visual, maybe do a rally. They poked the bear, and the bear is poking back, and we're going to get out there and win and send a powerful message, not only to the people of the state of California, but to people all over the United States of America by going out in record numbers. Yes, on 50. Thank you, guys.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers. What'd you think about those clips? New Meidas merch. Head to store.MeidasTouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.